What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again. Got another pretty cool little review for you of a pretty cool little knife. This one was actually sent to me by Remette Knives. They sent me this knife. Gonna probably end up putting in my 3K giveaway, so it ended up being a giveaway knife. Really cool knife, really nice of Remette to send it along. They'll be linked down in the description. Remette Knives. This particular version is not available right now on their website. They do have the titanium, kind of like more premium version of it available right now. You can find this one if you look on Amazon, and another place I looked, Azusa Bladeworks, AZUSA Bladeworks.com has this one right now. I've never bought anything from that site, so you know, take that information for what it is, but Amazon does definitely have this exact version available right now. Really cool of Remette to send this one along. Before I get into it, thanks to all my subscribers, Patreon members, everyone. Hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe right down there if you want more of it. I really appreciate it, guys. And this is the Wild Species. Pretty interesting looking design on the G10 there. It almost looks like kind of like a lizard, maybe a reptilian looking design. Got the kind of orange G10 highlights there. Black, looks like a black, kind of like a black hard plastic back spacer maybe. Really nice pivot collar on it. Little accents on the stud. That's pretty cool. A lot of little details in this knife, and really nice of Remette to send it along. But before I get into my full thoughts on it, let's go ahead and get the specs out of the way. So, pretty good size knife. What I would say is a full size knife for sure, 8 inches or above. You're looking at from the tip of the blade all the way to the end of the handle, right at 8 inches. And blade length, you're looking at, if you go all the way to the where the blade meets up with the handle scales right there, 3 3/4, and sharpened edge length, you're looking right under 3 1/2 on the sharpened edge, like maybe even 3 3/8 on that. Got that nice upsweep belly right there going on with it. All right, let's get the calibers out here. Make sure they're zeroed out. Go ahead and do a measurement. Thickest part, the spine right there, and it kind of tapers up around the spine. So you got 115 thousandths there, but if you go to this flat right here, right at 117 thousandths, so it's got that little taper up right there. Kind of a high, edge bevel on this one behind the edge. Looking right at 23 thousandths, 22 1/2 thousandths behind the edge there. Factory edge still on it. A little over 1/2 inch for your handle thickness on that one. Put the calipers up. Let's go ahead and we'll do some size comparisons here. I have the usual suspects here for you. The Ontario Knives Rat Model 1 and the Ontario Knives Rat Model 2. So closer, it seems like, to the Rat Model 1 in size, although the Rat 1 is a little bit longer, kind of right in between, really. Cutting edge, however, is right about the same. I'll put the Rat Brothers away. Next up, we're going to do the Cold Steel Knives 8010 and the Demco Knives 8020.5. That's a slicer version right there. So again, kind of right in between. And last but not least, you got your Spyderco Paramilitary 2. I try to go pivot to pivot with these whenever I line them up for size comparisons anyway. And your Spyderco Para 3. So a little bit longer than the Para 3, and not quite as long as the PM2, but fairly close. Probably more cutting edge if I had to guess. Yep, definitely more cutting edge than the PM2, because the PM2's got that generous forward finger choil on it. All right, so that's size comparisons. Let's go ahead and we'll get a weight on this bad boy. If I had to guess, it's not especially lightweight, but I mean it's not it's definitely not heavy either. I'd say around 3 1/2 ounces. Probably around 3 1/2 ounces if I had to guess, so probably way off here. Yeah, way off again. Oh man, almost an ounce off. That's a record, I think, even for me. 4.4 ounces, so definitely definitely over the ounce and inch ratio, but obviously I guess it doesn't feel like it, right? Got the old blue jeans here, and the clip kind of, it's a little bit getting it in the pocket if you got some thicker jeans, but not really that much of an issue. It's not deep carry, but you can pinch this little part, you know, to draw it out if you need to. So carries fairly well. Pretty decent looking clip, I think, in my opinion anyway, on it. Go ahead and get out the T8. Let's do a hardware check on it. We'll start out captive pivot, which is a good thing. All right, so you only need one driver. T8 on the pivot, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's T6. I'm thinking T6, maybe not. I don't think it's T8 though, right? Yeah, maybe the T6 might be stripped out a little bit on this one. Yeah, T6 on the pivot, or I'm sorry, not on the pivot, on the pocket clip. T8 or T6 on your body screws and your pocket clip screws, T8 on the pivot. We'll double check these on this side just to be sure, but yeah, those are T6. That's T6. So wish they would have went with T8 all around, but at least they got a captive pivot, so not a terrible you know, grade for me, I guess, on hardware. You got the front flipper here, which works really good, you know. Even I can front flip it fairly well with ease, so front flipper works pretty good. It is kind of pokes out a little bit, but I mean, all front flipper knives to one extent or the other, I guess, kind of poke out on that forward side there. This, I don't know what that's for. I guess that's kind of like a resting spot. Also, you got the thumb studs there, you know, that kind of go into that little spot there. Thumb stud deployment on that, pretty good. I like their thumb studs. I'm really a big fan of them. I like them a lot better than like Chris Reeve or something like that. Pretty simple, you know, rounded, and kind of bevel tapers off at the top. They got nice little accents on there, nice little blue accents, blue accent on that pivot collar. G10 on your blades, on your handle scales right there, really smooth G10. You got kind of that orange inlay there. Yeah, pretty nice. A lot of pretty neat little details, you know, that went into it. Pretty good lock up there. It is a liner lock. The access is pretty good. No issues with the access there at all. As far as action goes, not fall shut, right? But it does shut pretty easy. Kind of shake it shut there. Ball bearings is it's running on ball bearings, ceramic ball bearings, according to this I'm reading right here. You can reverse flick it pretty easy. You can use the thumb studs to actuate it pretty easy, and the front flipper works pretty easy. So it's a fairly fidgetable knife, I guess you could call it, right? Good size knife, good ergonomics. As far as ergonomics departments goes, you got a little bit of jimping right there. That's mostly for that front flipper, but if you rest your thumb back here when gripping it, you know, you can feel that jimping too. It'd be nice if they had a little bit more jimping going up there, but no issues really on that, because that is pretty well, you know, it's not sharp. I wouldn't call it sharp at all, so don't really have an issue there with the jimping and stuff, or lack of jimping on the spine of the blade, I guess I should say. Back to the G10. The G10, pretty cool looking pattern. It is really smooth, not gritty at all. Super smooth G10 on that. It is fairly grippy. Feels like you know, you got a good grip when you're locked in, you know, cutting some rope, boxes, whatever, you know, boxes full of other knives. And I really like the thumb studs on this one. Thumb studs probably one of the things that stands out to me about it, along with all the different little details about it. I like they put a back spacer in here. You know, that's like a hard plastic kind of back spacer. I don't know the exact name of the material. Sure, they've got a name for it like FRN or whatever, but it is essentially a hard plastic feeling back spacer that kind of helps keep a little bit of dirt and debris from falling in while it's in pocket. It is right-handed tip up carry only. You do have a little bit of a lanyard hole there, So overall, what I would say is a pretty solid choice. If you're looking in that category, I know there's a lot of different choices for what you would call maybe budget knives in that category. Around $60, which this one goes for. $55 is the black handle one on Azusa, which I don't know. I don't really know their website enough to recommend them, but 58 I think on Amazon, $58. So pretty good price on this one. I'd say it's priced out pretty well. Remette, a Chinese company, they are doing some really good work though. I like everything I've handled from them. I've only handled one other knife from them. That being said, is the Remette Swordfish. That's a more premium knife. It's a gravity knife, but the fit and finish on that is pretty awesome. And they put a lot of the same kind of quality and details into this this wild species here. So really solid choice, I'd say, if you're going for a knife kind of in that price range. And again, the ergonomics. Probably ergonomics and the thumb studs are my two favorite things about it, and the fact that the front flipper is very accessible and very easy even for me to front flip. So that's it, y'all. I really appreciate it, Remette. If you're watching this, if you guys are watching this, comment, man. If Remette Knives is watching this and made it over 11 minutes, almost 12 minutes into the video, and is somehow by some miracle actually watching little old me's review on it, I would like to know. Let me know what you guys think about it. If y'all like it, love it, hate it, whatever, let me know in the comments. Remette Knives, everything I've handled from them thus far seems to be pretty good, and I really appreciate them sending this along. And appreciate all my subscribers. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Consider subscribing down below there if you're not already. Thanks to all my channel members, Patreons, everybody that keeps me going so I can put out regular content. And man, I hope you have a good day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this, and y'all definitely stay sharp.